Welcome to another episode, everyone. Poetik Flakko addresses the Aunt Jefe situation in regards to Poetik Flakko putting out a video when the story first broke on Aunt Jefe. Poetik Flakko has since received immense backlash from individuals, other podcasters, members, what have you, for putting out a video saying that Aunt Jefe was responsible for the situation at the taco stand. Of course, we all know that that's not true. He was not responsible. Poetik Flakko put out a video in great detail. I didn't cover that. I didn't play that. Saying that was Aunt Jefe's car at the scene. Or he said, now, that car may or may not be Aunt Jefe's or what have you. He works at No Jumper, or at least used to, Poetik Flakko, so he knows the kind of cars that Aunt Jefe drives. And he sat there and said that car was his, was one of his cars, and that Aunt Jefe was the driver, all sorts of stuff. Again, only to find out that this is not true. So many people have come after Poetik Flakko saying you putting out this sort of misinformation, putting out information accusing this man of a hot one that he is not responsible for. What say you? What do you have to say for yourself? You are a journalist, a podcaster who gets a lot of views, who has a lot of subscribers. You have a responsibility to your viewers, your fans, your subscribers, and the general public to put out accurate content. And when it's found out that the content you have put out is not accurate and you have profited from said content, what say you about that? You then, many people believe, have a responsibility to come out and say, I was wrong. Take the video down, perhaps, etc. Let's see what Poetik Flakko has to say about the video that he made on Aunt Jefe that we all come to find out is not true, and had many people believe that it was true. Many people said that video could have started a gang war even, accusing someone from H-Ray Gangster doing something to someone from Peblos, etc. And again, it is all not true. It was all misinformation.
Hey, man. No, but listen, though. Now, I've been hearing a lot of critiques. ODM, Spody, AD, and ODM. A lot of people have given me critiques on how I handled the Young N situation, right? And I've digested everything. I've taken it in, all right? Mm-hmm. I am probably going to change, how I put out information and source information, right, from this point forward, right? But still in all, I don't feel like I did anything differently. Because listen, man, if somebody from somebody hood is saying this what happened, I don't think it's a beyond the pale that I reported on it. You feel me? But nonetheless, though, Okay,
so let me get this right. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not taking any accountability. Yes, he did say that he's going to be careful with how he puts out content moving forward. The information that he puts out, which is an acknowledgement that you put out some wrong information, but then goes on to say basically that it was the other dude's fault. Dude from Peblos who had put out the video saying what he said, and he said some stuff too that he should not have said in his video, which I will not get into, never played it, not going to play the video, still, even though we know that this is not the case with Aunt Jefe. Poetik Flakko says that since this dude put out the video, put out this information, it's not beyond the pale for him to cover it then. Because someone from some hood said, well, you disparage and denigrate individuals from hoods, gang members. So you're taking the gang members' word for it. You say that gang members are scumbags, bums, dumb individuals. So you're taking a gang member's word for it and do a whole video on it. And now we find out the gang member was also wrong. So yes, it is beyond the pale for you to do a video based on another individual getting on the internet ranting, saying some things, and he is inaccurate. You should still do your homework and make sure that the information you're putting out is not just based on one individual coming out on the internet ranting about something. And then you take that and run with it and do a whole video, a whole investigation, all of this detective work about a murder that this man had nothing to do with. And your only answer is, gang member put it out there, so I did too. No, the gang member doesn't have 400,000 subscribers. You do. So you have a responsibility, man. That's it. Say that. Say that you were wrong for putting out that video. Say that you were wrong for listening to this gang member. I should have never listened to him and then made a whole video based on what he said. Nothing else to go on it. No other evidence, only what he said. This individual that I don't know nothing about his hood. You're not from anywhere in LA. You don't know nothing about none of this stuff. You just think that you do. You don't know nothing about nothing. This once again proves it. They made a whole video about this man. That's not true. And Jefe has called in and spoke with Spody Face and said that these YouTube videos that individuals have been putting out, I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know how accurate the phone call is with Jefe and Spody Face. I'm sure that they spoke, but I don't know exactly what was said. But according to reports, the phone call that they had, and Jefe referred to the fact that these YouTube videos that have been put out on him in bulk since his arrest helped lead to his bail being enhanced. This is what he said, and Jefe, that helped his bail to be doubled from 1 million to 2 million because of these YouTube videos. Again, the accuracy of this, I don't know, but that's what the word is. I wouldn't doubt some of it. I mean, there have been a lot put out on him. And again, this individual put out a lot on Jefe, and not just put it out. It wasn't just a hypothesis. He's pointing out cars and saying that, yeah, this may or may not have been Aunt Jefe's car, some white car. Showed the whole video of dude getting punched first, and then when the shooting happened at the taco stand, etc. A whole investigation. It took you, an hour, 2 hours to put that video together. That's how in-depth it was. But it's going to take you 1 minute to speak on it, to apologize for it. No, go in depth about how you were wrong, how you're not going to do that again, and how you should not have taken that gang member's word. You don't like gang members anyway. So to take one's word after you disparage and castrate gang members the way that you do, to then just take one's word, now all of a sudden a gang member is good enough in your eyes to take his word for something like this, for someone losing their life. Now you have enough respect for a gang member to take his word and come do a whole video on it. But the video before, you talking about how much you hate gang members, because every video you talking about this. Make it make sense. And don't get on here and just say, oh, well, a gang member said it, so basically I don't really have to apologize for it. I'm sure people can understand why I did it. He said it, that it happened like, he said it, he part of y'all culture, he's a gang member. So I took it in. No. You have a responsibility to your audience. That member does not have your audience. That member was not speaking to your audience. You were. Your audience would not have seen that video until you played it. This is your audience. And you have a responsibility, and you have to be accountable to them and everyone else that's seen that video. That's it. And if it turns out that the video was wrong and inaccurate, after you did a whole investigation in that video, and it was all wrong, everything you said and did in there, it was all wrong, because that's not the situation, then don't come out here for 30 seconds and say, gang member did it, and that's just, nah, man, no. Had the same energy now that you had when you made the video. And it took a lot of energy. It took a couple hours to make that video, edits and all of this stuff that you put in there. Well, have the same energy now when you're breaking it down and dissecting how you were wrong about the video, how the information was wrong. Let us know that. In the same way that you let us know when you put the case together. This is the sort of stuff that I don't like, the hypocrisy that I don't like. We're going to be wrong as content creators. We make mistakes. We say things that are not accurate. We bring you information that is not accurate. Even after we do our own homework before we bring you the information, it can still come out later on that the information was inaccurate, that we were mistaken, that the situation was not what it appeared to be. This happens when you're doing content. You're not going to always be right. You're not going to be perfect. So I'm not asking for perfection from Poetik Flakko, something that I can't provide my audience. It's nearly impossible. But when you do make a mistake, just own up to it. That's all I'm asking. When you do make a mistake, it's bound to happen as a content creator. With the information that we receive and how we receive information, sometimes we're liable to get the wrong information. That happens. Such a rush to go make videos about it before you do an investigation, or even be the first one to drop the content that you're just putting stuff out there that's inaccurate. Okay, that happens too as content creators. Just own up to it. That's all. As a man, just own up to it. That's with anything in life. It's okay to be wrong as long as you can admit that you are wrong. I only have a problem when you are clearly wrong and still can't admit it. I have a problem with you as a man.
Odium said what I did was shameless. Spody says he was very disappointed in what I did. AD says that if he didn't like me and somebody asked him, how should like Flakko and others be treated after doing what they did? AD said, man, hey, bro, they should die. But AD was not talking about me. He just said, like me, right? Right.
So can you give a little context to the people who aren't familiar with like what you do? Just a little bit of context.
I dropped a video on Young and Jefe. I reported that it was about the taco stand, but I actually found out the reason why people thought it was a taco stand. There was a car very similar to what Young and Jefe drives present at the taco stand. So he was there. And he might have been there. I don't know, right? But yeah, but he was ultimately arrested for something completely different than the murder that took place at the taco stand. But yet I reported that after giving some bad getting some bad information, right? So everybody.
Oh, he says a car that was similar to Jefe. He might have been there. Who knows? He still want to justify the video.
Is disappointed in me. T-Rel, is that what your video is about? How Flakko ruined the Young and Jefe story?
Partly it's partly it'll be about that, and along with some other things that Flakko has done. But I mean, I kind of like pointed that out in my video. And
but people,
I said that with you and Wack, and I played the Wack.
Hold on, bro.
I played the Wack audio, and I said, "Oh, y'all trying to set Jefe up." That was at the end.
I heard that narrative, and y'all got it so wrong. So I heard that narrative too, by the way, right? So people, okay. So I reported about the taco stand. Wack sent me a video and said, Neff, this video here actually proves that Jefe didn't do it. I said, oh, word? I watched the video back and said, oh yeah, this was a girl who shot the dude. I made a video saying, oh, this video here proves that Jefe didn't do it. But all people heard was Flakko played the video of the taco stand murder. Wack sent Flakko the video. They must have been setting Jefe up. When if they actually watch the video, they know that in the video I said, this taco stand here video is me correcting myself and saying Jefe didn't do it, and Wack 100 actually sent it to prove that Jefe was not.
Yeah, it's all bad, man. You know, the stuff is watered down. The culture is watered down. The gang culture is watered down. And that's why every young man should not even think about joining the gang. Get out of the streets if you are in a gang. Get out of it. Your homeboys don't mean anything. They're not going to be there for you. They don't care about you. And they'll let people play with you and play with your name. This should never happen. This should have never happened. And something like this, I would say 30 years ago, 25 years ago, perhaps even 20, this would not have happened where this individual can get away with stuff like this. Putting a case on a real member, his homeboys will be hunting this individual down. You're not going to get on here just with some half-hearted apologies, not even an apology, and just brush over this. You got a whole thing. You try to solve a whole case on something that can get a man a death penalty. And all you got to say is, someone else did it, so I heard it from someone else, so I just played it. Now come to find you talking about a woman shot the man. You said Jefe was driving the car. And this is all you got to say for yourself? Nah, man, I don't like this sort of stuff right here. I'm not trying to come down on Poetik Flakko because I understand he's a content creator, as am I. And sometimes we get misinformation. You run your content, and you find out that it's wrong, you correct it in real time. You correct it as soon as you get the correct information. But that's the whole point. You correct it. You have a mea culpa. You fall on the sword. You say, my bad. You owe Jefe a large apology. You owe his family an apology. You owe the victim at the taco stand an apology. Everyone. I don't hear any of this. I hear justification for making a total inaccurate video. Again, making a video, it happens. I wouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have did it. But it happens as a content creator. That's not the worst part. The worst part is not being able to say that I was wrong and I should not have made the video. Instead, he's going on to say, well, I don't know, he may have been there. He still, what the hell are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? We know he wasn't there. He's not in there for that. What are you talking about? Say you were wrong and move on. You still willing to throw the man under the bus instead of saying that you were wrong. You would rather throw him under the bus still instead of saying that you were wrong. Give a damn where you got the information from. You should not have reported it. It's false information. You were wrong.
Involved in the taco stand situation. But folks automatically heard Wax say, oh, I said taco the video.
That's not what he said. He said he got the information. He said it was a murder reported and Jefe was involved. Then he got the information from this young man that pointed out Jefe at the scene. And once he got that information and or video, he sent it to you to report on it, and that's what you did. And you reported on it and gave some wrong information to the people.
That was no.
And that's what I did. So at the end, what I said was you and Wack was trying to go down.
That was the second here. So look, again, y'all are talking about my second video on a situation where I played the footage. In my second video, I'm saying Jefe did not do the taco stand. He did the DP. In that video, again, am I going to sit here and say Ant was present at the taco stand scene? There was a car very similar to, Ant Jefe's other car. But Wack gave me the footage that, he's not the one doing the shooting. He's not the one who did the shooting. And I pointed that out, right? Now, people thought Ant Jefe was involved, people from Dude's Hood, because...
This is crazy. This is nasty work. Why is Wack even sending a video to you like this about Ant Jefe if it was him? Knowing that you're going to play this video like you did and put it all on him. Oh, wow. It's all coming. This is crazy. So Wack sent the video. I didn't even know that. I'm lost in the sauce. I ain't been trying to cover this stuff. Wack sent Poetik Flakko the video. saying, yeah, Anna's this and he's the shooter or he's not the shooter, whatever the hell he just said. This is his car, and he reported on it. Setting you up, Flakko. You don't even see it, huh? Keep on thinking this stuff is a game, putting these cases on members out here in LA. This is crazy.
Again, he may or may not have been at the scene. The car he drove may not have been at the scene. However, he was not the shooter in the taco stand video. So hence, we put that out there to exonerate and like in Jefe, right? Again, I'm not colluding with anybody to put anybody in jail. Not that's ludicrous. That's nuts. Okay, I have a lot of sources for a lot of things. All right. Now, I promise you, if I would have probably talked to Wack before my first video,
F your sources. Your sources are trash and need to be exterminated. Your sources. Exterminated. Eliminated. Your sources have you putting out false information, putting out investigations in real time, open investigations, showing footage of killings in South Central Los Angeles and putting the killing on an oppositional gang member. And it's not true. This is what your sources got you doing. No one hear about your sources. Your sources could have just started a gang war. You could have started a gang war. You could have put a case on a man and you still doing it. That he has nothing to do with it. I don't know. Still could have been there. Still don't want to admit that you was wrong. Doesn't matter. The authorities know that Aunt Jefe had nothing to do with this. But still, this is crazy.
Wack probably would have told me, oh no, it's not the taco stand, Neff, it's this DP. Right?
You don't have to hop on every story, especially since your platform now is way more
the biggest
known than a lot of platform, and people are using. I mean, they're getting they're using your information, and they love the information that you're giving out, and they're thinking it's correct. They're coming into you for facts, so you don't.
But I'm correct 99.9% of the time.
I mean, you don't have to be like, oh, you hop on it and then. Is it right or is it not? You don't even have to do that no more. Like
I'm more correct than the new. Listen, bro.
You can pick and choose what you want to do.
If I'm correct 99.9% of the time, I could one time. One time.
No, bro. No, you can't. We don't know that you are correct. Who says that? This is your word. This is your number. That you're correct 99. Of course you're going to say that. Because you've just been caught, you've just been exposed for putting together a whole case on someone, and it's not true. It's inaccurate. And your response to that is, well, most of the time I am accurate. This is the one time I wasn't. Well, this one time could have started a war. This one time could have got someone the death penalty. You're putting a whole murder on this man. I mean, go look at the video. I saw a couple of pieces of it. When he put it out, I said, wow. The things that he was saying in there. Showing this man's car. Saying Aunt Jefe is the driver in the car. See, that's his homeboy right there. Got out of the car and he's arguing with the dude. See, dude punches him. I mean, just did a whole thing. Put this man at the whole scene. And you can just go brush over this. Man, this is crazy. You're going to brush over it. By saying, well, most of the time I'm right on my channel. No, if you're wrong one time, that's one too many. Apologize. Because that one time could have got, especially we talking about something like this, where you can put together a whole murder investigation, and you're wrong about that. It don't matter that it was just wrong one time. If the police arrest 100 individuals for murder, and they're right, they got the correct individual 100 times and put them in jail for life. And then 101, the next person is the wrong person and put him in jail for life. It doesn't matter that it was one time. It doesn't matter to that individual that has life in prison that this is the only time that he got it wrong. Damn that. You got me with life in prison. And I didn't do anything. And we don't know that it was one time. You put cases on all kind of people. Did a whole video about Draco the Ruler's killer. You know who killed him, but the police don't. This individual that you put that case on still hasn't been arrested. So you're saying he did it, but the police are not. So how do we know you were right then, you were accurate? Mr. 99.9, how do we know that was accurate? No one is in jail for it. You can solve a murder, but the police can't. They did the investigation. They went to the crime scene. They spoke with witnesses. They were at the hospital. They collected evidence. You did none of this. Yet you know who killed the man, but the police don't. I want to hear about this 99.9 nonsense. You were wrong here, man. Period. Say it.
If I'm correct, 99.99999%
Nope,
of
not
the
in your
time.
job. Nope. Not in your job.
What?
You can't fuck up.
Of course I can.
Nah.
Some here and there,
So
right?
people are essentially up in arms that you came out, you jumped the gun on some information.
I wasn't even the first, homie. There was videos up already, man.
So listen, but I'm just talking about you. So people are upset that you jumped the gun on some information, and then you retracted it. So what are people mad at?
Man, okay.
They just
Jack,
won't let it go.
Wait. No, Jack. Here's the second narrative now. You probably missed the second.
See? And this is part of the problem right here. This Jack guy, whoever the hell this is. These people make me sick, man. You put a video out, it was wrong, but you retracted it, so what's the problem? I take it you don't gangbang, Jack. I take it you're not a member. Stay that way, bro. Stay out of LA business, all of y'all. Stay out of gang members' business. Y'all do that. That's the problem. Stop putting murder cases on people. That's I don't give a damn about you retracting it. You put it out there. And you retracted it, but not in good faith, because you're still here justifying it. And instead of you holding Poetik Flakko's feet to the fire and saying, bro, you were wrong. At least T-Rail is trying to do that somewhat. He said he's going to make a video about it. At least he's trying to say, no, you were wrong. This guy here is not holding him accountable and saying, you're a journalist. We are content creators. You work here with me as well. I don't want people to think the information we putting out over here is wrong. So just be careful with what you do and how you do it. I understand that you retracted the video. It should have never been put out there in the first place, though. That's what you should be telling them. Instead of saying, well, what's the problem? You put something out there about a whole freaking murder that you put on someone, but you took it back, so what's the problem? Ask Jefe brother what's the problem. Ask his father, ask his mother what's the problem with that. Ask me if it was my little brother that you done put this on, that he had nothing to do with, all out on the internet, and you have a big platform. And all you did was retract it somewhat and still covering it up and justifying it. Talking about what's wrong with it. People freaking crazy. Freaking Jack.
Narrative. And T-Rail probably heard it. Now the narrative is, and shout out to Spodie, because Spodie actually was not trying to throw me under the bus. So like when he was saying it, and he just said certain people, because Spodie is like my friend and he don't want to like throw me under the bus. But Spodie says Jefe went back to court and they doubled his bond from $1 million to $2 million because of the bloggers and the narratives that he was present at multiple murders, right? So now I don't think a judge is watching a Poetik Flakko video and deciding, let's double Jefe's bond from $1 million to $2 million. I don't even think that is a plausible theory. I don't even think that is a theory that that lacks, like that right there is, there's no truth to that whatsoever.
How do you know
court. Man, come on, bro. You think the prosecutor said, hey, Judge, Poetik Flakko said Jefe car was present at the
No, but they could have used your information and then went out and actually investigated what information that they heard or seen from X, Y, and Z. And not just you, multiple people that was putting out this story. You're just one of them, and you're one of the bigger platforms that we can listen to and hear. So once you do it, then everybody else is going to spew that nonsense into the world, and then there it goes. They can investigate on what they just heard. Now, if that's correct or not, we don't know, but they can go and do that. So what if it is correct just because of you guys said that? So all you're doing is lead them into the investigation at hand. That's what people are saying. They're not saying, oh, what's going on with Poetic Flakko? Nah, no, you ain't the only on the internet. You feel me? Will fall.
And that's my thing. Yeah, that's my point.
But you do have one of the bigger platforms, and there's some of them.
Yeah, you have a responsibility, Flakko. He's not getting it. He's look at it, he's rolling his eyes almost. He's nonchalant. Yeah, that's my point. I'm a content creator, basically. And again, I just had this conversation with someone a couple of nights ago who was getting on my nerve. Like all people do who cannot take accountability. It's my pet peeve. I mean, it irks me so bad. I can't be around these kind of people. I don't want no parts of them. I don't want to have a conversation with them on the phone. I don't want to be bothered with these sort of people. There's nothing wrong with being wrong about whatever it is. It just means that you are human. We all make mistakes. We are all imperfect beings. The real wrong, is not being able to acknowledge that you were wrong. That's the travesty. That's just something that I can't get when I've mentioned it a few times. I mentioned it to this individual on the phone a couple of nights ago because it sticks out to me amongst many other things about Brother Malcolm X. But just one of his speeches when he was referring to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he said that any man that cannot admit that he is wrong in reference to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he's not only not a divine man, not only are you not a divine man, why, you're not even a man. Not only are you not a divine man, as you claim to be, you're not even a man, an ordinary man. If you can't admit that you are wrong. So true. This whole attitude is really throwing me off and irking me right now. This whole, I made the video and, almost like that's just that. Like I'm justified because I got it from a gang member. Or a gang member was saying this about him. No, you got it from Whack, who's sitting here also apparently solving the case. And Jefe's right here in the car. He's the shooter, and he's this, and he sent it to you, and you go out there and put it out there. And your only response to it is, well, other people making content on it too. And I'm just going off of what I heard, basically. No, at least T-Rail, again, is trying to hold him to some sort of accountability. No, you have a big platform. A big platform. Shout out to you, man. Congratulations. I hope to get there one day. No hating over here. He works hard. He does his content. He deserves his success. He has a big platform. He's earned it, obviously, or he wouldn't have it. So shout out to Poetik Flakko for that, for grinding and getting to where he is at in sincerity. That's what we all should strive for. To improve ourselves, improve our content, and get up there. That's fine. With that comes responsibility, though. Even with a small platform comes responsibility. Just be as accurate as possible with information. And when you talk about something like this, again, this is dreadful. We talking about someone losing their life. Talking about someone taking this man's life. You don't want to be mistaken about this sort of stuff. Not when you're putting together a whole video on it to make it seem like what you're talking about is true. pointing out stuff in the video. I mean, man, and it's not true. That should never happen, but it does because we are content creators. That's okay, man. It happens, man. But you need to have the same energy with something like that it took to make that video. When you find out that the video is inaccurate, you need to take that same, however long that video was, an hour and 5 minutes, you need to take an hour and 5 minutes undoing that mess. Not 5 minutes, justifying it and explaining why you did it and why it's okay, even when you find, and talking about maybe you're still accurate, basically. Maybe you was there. No, bro, that's not going to freaking do it.
A large amount of views and people are looking, bro. You can't say they not. You feel me? You can't say they not.
Hey, homie, I'll be real, bro. Now, I heard there was a raid on Jefe's house. What's more plausible? Them doing a raid and finding out that Jefe been selling pills out here, or Poetik Flakko video about Jefe got his bond raised? I think them doing a raid and finding out that Jefe been selling pills out here probably is the reason why that bond got doubled.
How does the police do a raid? Like, what do they need for a warrant?
When you get arrested for first-degree murder,
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. I don't know nothing about no pills. I wish I'd have known that was coming up. I wouldn't even play that part. I don't know nothing about Jefe and no pills. Now this man putting another case on. Is that a new charge on Jefe? Police raided his house and found pills and found that maybe he's using them. And found out he was selling them. That's a new charge. Let me go check. I didn't know that he has a new charge for selling pills. That's why they raised his bail from $1 million to $2 million, because they found some pills. Doesn't mean I don't know what else he's finna say there. I'm done with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Poetik Flakko, as far as I'm concerned, taking zero accountability, putting out misinformation to the viewers that he has a responsibility for, and a responsibility to the public, to anyone that viewed that video, including the police officers, prosecutors, and judges that may have seen it. And what makes him lose credibility to me, in my eyes, you feel however you want to feel about it. But as a man, what makes him lose credibility for me in any other video he does is that he won't take responsibility for the fact that he put out false information. That's what's worse. That's the tragedy in the whole thing. Again, I can sympathize with putting out misinformation. As a content creator, it's bound to happen to anyone. I don't care what you're putting out content about, it's bound to happen. Especially talking about other people and other situations. And yeah. May come out the next day, the next hour, the next year that the information was wrong. And you have to correct it. So, putting out misinformation, I'm not even upset with that, even though it should not happen, particularly something like this. But I can even empathize with that as a content creator. But you have to have the wherewithal to be able to admit that you were wrong, that you put something on an individual that he had nothing to do with. I don't hear that here. I don't hear that at all. I hear a lot of justification, and a lot of almost as if he's nonchalant about the whole thing. Like, what's the big deal? That's what I heard. That's what I put out. I'm a content creator. No, this is serious. As I said, it could have started something for so many different ways, so many different reasons. Who knows? Who have seen these videos, and that him and all kind of individuals have been running on Jefe. And if it did affect him or is affecting his situation, that's what he called home and said. He ought to know. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. And again, I'm not trying to come down on Poetik Flakko, not too hard, because I understand as a content creator that you get misinformation. That's happened to me. You put it out thinking that it's accurate. Come to find out it's not. I'm not trying to put out misinformation, just thinking that it's accurate. So that part, again, I can sympathize with. The next part that I can't. When that happens, and it's bound to, as a content creator, then just come out and clean it up. That's it. Come out and clean it up in the right way. Look at the camera dead on to your viewers who you misled and misinformed and apologize. Explain what happened, whatever. I was wrong. I got the information over here. This is why I thought it was accurate. But it wasn't accurate. But it's still justified and almost double down on it because you got it from someone, you got it from a gang member. You say you don't like gang members anyway. You don't respect gang members. Now you're taking a gang member's word for something like this, whether he's from that hood or not, because he was wrong. The gang member was wrong. This is why you don't take his word. This is why you don't take anyone's word for something like this and put together a whole investigation and put it out there to the public with a humongous podcast like you have. You have a responsibility. You made money off of that content. That was not correct. So I don't know. A lot going on, man. And Jefe going to have to be strong and hang in there because they out here. He's being put through it on the internet. Really. And all they see is dollar signs. They don't care nothing about his situation. Everyone has their opinion about that as well. As to why people don't. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. Let me know what you think in the comments. There you have it. Poetik Flakko saying what he said. That, hey, he got the information from somewhere, so he reported on it. He's right 99.9% of the time. Being wrong once, hey, what's the big deal? Stay safe and stay free, people.